Did you see him? Probably you could not. Look more carefully now. Wars are bloody, and once they start, everyone has to kill each other. But no one has killed as many people as Simo Häyhä, nicknamed the White Death. Häyhä, who stands out as a person who shows us the harsh realities of war, reveals the importance of military expertise. Let's take a closer look at who Simo Häyhä is, who has written his name in history as the sniper who killed the most enemies and single-handedly inflicted great casualties on the Russian army. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and leave comments. If you're ready, here we go. As World War II continued, many snipers came to the fore. Some of them were Lyudmila Pavlichenko, the female sniper featured in the movie Sevastopol, and Vasily Zaitsev in Enemy at the Gate. However, one of these snipers, Simo Häyhä, is still one of the most famous snipers. When the Soviet army under Stalin arrived at the borders of Finland with thousands of soldiers, Simo Häyhä grabbed his rifle and enlisted. Being a small man, he chose to fight much more intelligently and killed hundreds of people with a rifle that didn't even have a scope. Let's take a closer look at who Simo Häyhä, nicknamed White Death, the sniper who killed the most people in history, and how many people he killed. When the calendars showed the year 1939, the sparks of the Second World War were still visible, but many mentally ill leaders were determined to turn this spark into a fire. One of them, Joseph Stalin, the leader of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, launched the Winter War to conquer the isolated country of Finland. The Soviet army, with 750,000 troops, 6,000 tanks, and 3,000 airplanes, reached the Finnish border. The Finnish army had only 300,000 soldiers, a few tanks, and just over 100 airplanes. This invasion attempt, called the Winter War, lasted exactly 100 days, and to everyone's surprise, the Finns won. This war gave birth to the legend of Simo Häyhä, nicknamed the White Death. Simo Häyhä was born on December 17, 1905, in the Rautjärvi region near the Finnish-Russian border. At the age of 20, he fulfilled his compulsory military service and returned to his hometown. A man of his own means, Häyhä farmed, fished, sledded. In other words, he lived his life as an ordinary cold-climate man. When the Winter War started, he took his rifle from storage and joined the army. When they arrived in the war zone, they were all issued with white camouflage. Häyhä was a rather small man, so instead of joining the hot battle, he used his brains and went deep into the forest with a day's food and his rifle, which did not even have a scope. Being a small man, Häyhä was already hard to see when he was wearing his military white camouflage, and when he was lying in ambush, he was literally invisible because he was surrounded by snow. His 5.3 rifle was also small and inconspicuous. Since he didn't have a scope on his rifle, his position was never known due to the momentary glare of the sun. Häyhä lay down and waited. There were no snow splashes, as he had tucked a small block of snow under his rifle. Most importantly, he always kept some snow in his mouth. This kept his breath from evaporating in the cold air and removed the only thing of his own to be seen. Simo Häyhä was a true White Death. During the 100 days of the Winter War, he alone killed 505 confirmed with a sniper rifle, 542 unconfirmed, 200 with a Suomi KP-31 rifle, for an official total of 705. Unofficial figures are said to be much higher, but even the confirmed number is quite frightening. The Winter War, the Soviet attempt to invade Finland, lasted exactly 100 days, and peace treaties were eventually signed. But Simo Häyhä was not on the front line until the last day of the war. 11 days before the end of the war, he was spotted by chance by a Russian soldier and took a bullet in the jaw. Seeked out by the Russian army's most senior snipers, sniper teams, and even entire battalions, Häyhä received a wound that would cause half of his face to disintegrate when spotted by an ordinary soldier. He spent days in intensive care, did not die, but lived with the scar of war on his face until his last day. Simo Häyhä, nicknamed the White Death, who made history as the sniper who single-handedly killed the most people, often went on hunting trips with Finnish President Urho Kekkonen after the war. He lived a long life and finally died on April 1, 2002, at the age of 96. Information about Simo Häyhä's life and achievements reminds us what a legend he was. Considering the conditions of the time, he performed incredibly well against the odds. Häyhä could hit a target 150 meters away 16 times a minute. He set his own personal record by shooting 139 people in one night. One day he was assigned to shoot a very good sniper serving in the Russian army. The Russian sniper, a member of the Communist Party who had killed many Finnish soldiers, was using a Mosin Nagant M91 3-ax sniper rifle. Häyhä waited patiently for days for his enemy. Finally, the target appeared in front of him. He saw the sunlight reflecting off the lens of the Russian soldier's rifle scope. The distance at which Häyhä saw this light was 450 meters. But Häyhä immediately killed the Russian sniper with a single shot to the head. On March 6th, Häyhä was shot in the upper part of his left cheek from a distance of 20 meters and taken to hospital. While Häyhä was lying in the hospital, he woke up from his coma on March 13. Peace was declared on the same day. There are many reasons why Häyhä is a legend. He is a sniper who is admired not for the number he killed, but for how and under what conditions he did it. This man, who was just a simple farmer when the Russians invaded his country, had served in the army for 1 year before that. So he had no previous experience or relevant work in this direction. After the Russian invasion, as he ponders how he can help his country, he decides that the best way to do this is to go into a nearby forest with a few boxes of food and his old rifle and shoot passing Russians. It was in these forests, in temperatures of -20 to 40 degrees Celsius, that the fiercest fighting took place. Häyhä's favorite ambush spot was known to be hollowed-out tree stumps, and he would wait patiently for his targets all day long without moving. We have told you the life story of Simo Häyhä, who lived up to his nickname White Death and inflicted great losses on the Russian army. Surviving in war conditions and protecting your country is a very important task. What kind of motivation do you think Häyhä had? What do you think about what Häyhä did? We care about your opinion. Please share it with us.